What makes something truly the same? If you replaced every piece of a ship, would it still be the same ship? Today on Mind Stretch, we're diving into one of the oldest philosophical puzzles, the Ship of Theseus, and what it can teach us about identity and change. The story of the Ship of Theseus comes from ancient Greece. According to legend, the ship belonging to the hero Theseus was kept in a harbor for many years. As the wooden parts of the ship began to decay, the Athenians would replace them with new planks one by one. But here's the catch. By the time all the original parts of the ship had been replaced, none of the original would remain. So, the big question is, was it still the same Ship of Theseus? What if this process continued over generations? Could the original identity of the ship survive such a gradual transformation? It's a question that has fascinated philosophers for centuries. This is where the paradox begins. It asks us to think about what makes something the same. If every part of an object is replaced, can we still say it's the same object? Is the identity of the ship tied to its physical parts? Or is there something else that makes it Theseus' ship? And it doesn't stop there. Suppose someone gathered all the old parts of the original ship and reassembled them into a ship. You have two ships, one made of the original parts and one with entirely new materials. Which one is truly the Ship of Theseus? Does the passage of time or the continuous use of the ship contribute to its identity? Some argue that the gradual replacement of parts keeps the ship's essence intact, while others believe the ship's identity was lost the moment a single piece was replaced. Philosophers have debated the Ship of Theseus for centuries. One view comes from materialism, which says that an object is the sum of its physical parts. By this view, replacing all the parts of the ship makes it a different ship altogether. But then there's the theory of identity based on continuity. This idea suggests that as long as the ship continues to serve the same purpose and remains recognized as the Ship of Theseus, it doesn't matter how many parts are replaced. The ship's identity is preserved through its function and history. Then there's the more abstract idea of essence, that the ship's identity is not tied to its physical parts at all, but to an invisible essence or concept. Think about a family heirloom, for example. If it's repaired, does it lose its meaning? Or does its value come from its history and the memories attached to it? You might be wondering, does this paradox apply only to ancient ships? Absolutely not. Think about a car that you've had for years. If you replace the tires, the engine, and even the body panels, at what point is it no longer the same car? Or consider a smartphone. Over time, you might replace the battery, screen, and even the internal components. Is it still the same phone you bought originally, or has it become something entirely different? Another example could be buildings that undergo renovation. When historical landmarks are restored with new materials, do they lose their original identity? Or do they maintain it by preserving their purpose and design? The Ship of Theseus can also be applied to us as individuals. Scientists estimate that most of the cells in our body are replaced every 7 to 10 years. So, if our body's physical parts are constantly changing, are we still the same person we were years ago? What makes you you? Is it the continuity of your memories, experiences, or something deeper? Just like the Ship of Theseus, we're constantly being rebuilt physically and mentally. But does that change who we are? This also touches on questions of personal growth. As we go through life, we accumulate new experiences, change our beliefs, and evolve our personalities. Are we the same person we were as children, or have we become someone entirely new? This paradox is even more relevant today with advancements in technology. Think about artificial intelligence. If an AI's hardware is completely replaced, but its programming remains the same, is it still the same AI? Or consider medical advancements like organ transplants and prosthetics. How do these changes affect personal identity? These questions take the Ship of Theseus paradox from ancient philosophy into the realm of modern science. As we look toward the future, technologies like brain-computer interfaces where data and memories might be transferred or augmented, will challenge our ideas of identity even further. Could a person with a completely artificial brain still be the same individual? So, is the Ship of Theseus still the same ship after all its parts have been replaced? There's no definitive answer, and that's what makes this paradox so fascinating. It challenges us to think about identity, change, and what it means to stay the same over time. The Ship of Theseus invites us to question how we perceive continuity in objects, relationships, and even ourselves. Whether it's an ancient ship, a modern smartphone, or a person, this paradox encourages us to explore the deeper layers of what it means to exist in an ever-changing world. Thanks for joining us on this philosophical voyage. What do you think? Can something remain the same even after all its parts are replaced? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more mind-bending content on Mind Stretch.